Hello, hello. Oh, baby! Thank you! And I beat Frank.
Oh my god!
I beat you, Frank.
He just got voice on my.
Why don't you lead us off, Frank?
It was funny because I wanted to count it down in 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome to the Completely Inappropriate Podcast. I am Frank, along with
Tony.
and we are here to talk to you about today. We're here to talk about to you today. We're here.
Shit. Just remember, you can find us at Completely Inappropriate Podcast at gmail.com, at CI Podcast on Instagram, at Completely Inap on Twitter with 1P. Find us at BitchU, YouTube. Anywhere you find us, you found us. Leave us a 5-star review. Let us know you love us because we love you so goddamn much. Now continue, Frank. What are we here to talk about today? We are here to talk about The Mandalorian. Not only The Mandalorian, but then yesterday was Friday the 13th, so I want to touch on that a little bit, okay? I want to know your opinions on Friday the 13th.
Well, I thought it was Thursday.
Not only the day... No, you thought it was Thursday.
I thought Friday was Thursday. I missed my fucking VA appointment.
Oh, that's right. You texted me like, I just found out today was Friday. It was like 4 p.m. or something. I was like, hold on now. Hold on now. I know you looked at your phone more than that. It says the day on there. What happened to you, man? How'd you end up a day late, and how did you miss a VA appointment?
Because, like,
How did they not call you?
They called me. They called me. It was like, hey, the nurse said that you have an appointment at 10. Right? I heard have, H-A-V-E, but he said had, H-A-D. And I'm like, yeah, it's tomorrow. And the guy's like, tomorrow's Saturday. I'm like,
They're not open on Saturday.
I'm like, no fucking way. I'm like, fuck.
Does that happen to you often? Do you miss time like that? Or do you just misremember the date? Is it because you haven't worked in like, I don't know, a decade?
Usually, I keep up with the days because of the podcast. You know?
That's really your only reason to care about what day it is?
Yeah. And
if it's not Saturday, I don't give a shit.
yeah, and
like
then
that attitude,
surprisingly,
though.
I've been sober this whole week, but with the whole Marine Corps birthday and
Wait, haven't you been sober for 5 years now?
Yeah, well, minus the time I drank in the podcast.
Nah, you didn't catch a buzz, though. That was like a beer, and we split it, didn't we?
Mead.
Oh, we split two meads.
Yeah, with fucking Polo, too.
Oh, dude, we should order that again. Those are good meads.
I'm thinking of ordering that, too. 4 packs, because they come in 4 packs.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
go for it.
ordering
Order
4.
it. I'll shoot well, I can't shoot you. Apparently, I overdrafted today. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck happened? I had some bills to go through.
Oh, no, the holidays are coming. It's
But
on me.
Next week we'll...
Okay.
I mean, we're fine. We just did in that account. I was like,
Okay.
oh, shit. Hate it when that shit happens, man.
Yeah, me too. But, what was it telling you? No, yeah, because I was telling my mother, I'm like, after Veterans Day, I'm going to go and buy all the turkey, the Thanksgiving food. Sure. And she's like, no, we're going to do it next week. And I'm like, God damn it.
Wait,
so then,
you're already buying... Oh my God. We
yeah,
really
I'm telling you.
for Thanksgiving already. Yeah, you right before we started recording, you're like, yeah, dude, next week is already our Thanksgiving recording episode. Like, oh shit, yeah, we should prepare for that. I hadn't put it together that you meant like, no, Thanksgiving itself is in 2 weeks then. Like, holy shit. Yeah, no, I have no idea what we're doing. We usually have my son's godparents come over and we'll cook something, or we'll go over there and cook something because we're kind of the only family they have here. They're both from other states. So, yeah, we haven't hammered that out at all. I'm nervous now. I don't even know if I can afford it.
You'll get there. I believe in you.
Why do you do that? Why? Because you are, like, astonishingly, like, loving.
Oh.
No. Like, you show very little give a shit. And then, like, you say random things like that where, like, you say it as if, like, it's just a given. Well, you know I care about you. It's like, no, bitch, you've never said I love you once. Like, it's like a dad on his deathbed, like, I love you, son. Like, what? Wake up, Dad. Did you just say that? What? You know what I mean? Like, it's astonishing every time you say anything that's even remotely nice.
This is the problem I have with the women I date.
Well, why is that so difficult for you?
It's not that it's difficult. It's that, it's implied. Yeah, like if I didn't care, would I be here?
Love should never be taken as an implication. Love should always be shown and expressed in every way that you can.
Well, I
When
took
you
the
hold
love
it back,
language quiz.
it's almost offensive when you hold it back.
I took the love language quiz, and it sounds very cosmopolitan, which
It definitely is.
kind of is.
No, it definitely is.
But yeah, and it turns out and I knew this. My love language is gift giving and receiving touch. You know, so then if I give
So
you,
you're a perv, is what you're saying.
if I give you a present, like, hey, I thought of you. Hey, this reminded me of you.
Then you want a blowjob.
No, then that means I fucking care.
What does that have to do with touch, stupid?
No, the way I know you love me is by you fucking
When I
hugging
suck
me,
your dick.
or sucking my dick,
Licking your nipples.
or eating my ass,
Tickling the chode.
or fondling
Gargling the taint.
Oh, the taint too. Good to know we're on the same page.
Gotta taste the taint. Alright, man. Well, shit.
So,
Oh
yeah,
my God,
Mandalorian, Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were getting into. No, but we're talking about your girlfriends, though. What the fuck? You know what I'm surprised by? When was the last time you actually trimmed your beard?
When I had a fork on my beard, that was fucking
Why were you doing
ages
that?
ago. No, like the way
would you fork it?
the way my beard grows out naturally. It stops growing in the center, but then the sides just keep growing, and I'm like, I look like out of Lord of the Rings. So I just trimmed it, and it's been a while, and I think it's coming about that time that I'm gonna need to trim it again soon.
But it's 'cause you're pulling it with both hands. Why don't you pull it together like
This?
yeah, like?
Because I'm not applying beard balm.
But that's how you should. But that's the shape you want. That's the way that you should be molding your beard throughout the day.
Right.
It's not about the beard balm. You have natural oils in your hand that are fine to apply to your beard too. Granted, as long as you have clean hands. Like me, I can't do that because I work at a factory all day. I got oil and grease covering my hands all the time. If I start doing that, like I come out smelling like fucking diesel fuel.
You're into that.
Yeah, I know.
But is your wife into that?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, well, see, there you go.
Leather and diesel fuel. I'm making boots, cowboy boots. I just smell like leather and fucking oil when I come out of work.
So
I
you
am
should do that.
I have the sexiest scent on earth.
Yeah, so you should do that when you get out.
I have the
Just be
sexiest scent in Texas. If you're not a vegan, yeah. Well, maybe even the vegans will love it because they smell like the thing they love the most is the cattle. If they smell like leather, they should love me more, right?
Well, they're all excited
They don't need to worry about how I smell like leather.
They're all excited about vegan leather, and I'm like, it's plastic.
You mean plastic? I was gonna say there's no such thing as vegan leather. Your pleather bullshit. Like that, the veggie burgers is like, you mean vegetable patties. They're not vegetable burgers. Burgers implies meat product. There's no meat product in that shit. And oils and crap. So angry with this shit. What the fuck were we gonna talk about? Alright, so the Mandalorian, speaking of fucking food products that are causing issues, this episode fucked me up, dude.
Okay.
This fucking little baby Yoda starts eating these fucking little things that look like deviled eggs. I wasn't watching the screen when my wife turned it on, right? She was watching it a little bit with my son. I think this is episode 2 of season 2. And I see little baby Yoda eating like this little pickled deviled egg out of a jar. I was like, oh, dude, those are gross. I can never get into pickled eggs. Like, I wonder what that's supposed to be. Like, they look like eggs. I bet they're eggs. Yep, they were fucking eggs. So I rewound the episode. Now, and before we started recording, you were telling me there was an actual issue with this fucking scene. And I get it. I fucking get it. But who the fuck is complaining about this shit? They are not real fucking people. They're not real animal. Ugh!
It's not a real egg.
This fucking culture, dude. Everything needs to be canceled. So I don't want to spoil too much of it. But he's fucking just real quick. He's eating the eggs of another living creature. So he's eating babies, essentially. Babies eating babies.
Yeah.
You know, like some fucking asshole told me when I was having a kid, when I got my wife pregnant, and I was 24 at the time. How old are you? 24. I'm like, oh my god, babies having babies. This fucking fruitcake, right? Forgive the explanation, that derogatory fucking comment on his personality, but I'm sorry, some gay people are fucking fruitcakes, okay? Just like some straight people are fucking rednecks. And you're okay saying that shit? Or some of us are just fucking politically incorrect assholes like me and Frank? Yeah, we all have fucking opinions. Go lick your own asshole.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you can reach.
Yeah, so Baby Yoda's fucking going into... And... I saw him eat the first. I'm spoiling a little bit, right? So I see him eat the first one. I'm like, damn. All right, that makes sense. Mando explains to him like, oh, you can't do that. Just don't do that. Just don't do it. And he gets it. You know he fucking gets it because later on he's looking at the mom. He's looking at the creature, right, of the parent of these eggs, and he looks back at the eggs. He looks at the mom, looks back at the eggs, and licks his fucking lips. I was like, oh, that motherfucker's gonna go back in. And he knows what they are now. Like, it's not even like they just look delicious. I have to try it. Like, no, they look delicious. I know it's genocide, but I need to fucking eat these things. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, even our pickled eggs, they're not fucking, they're not baby chicks in there. Like, we're not Asians. I know in Asian culture, what's that called? Do you remember what that's called?
They eat the fetus?
Yeah, the fetal egg. Like they're chicken eggs, but they're actually fertilized, like by the male. So for those of you who don't know, because you're too stupid to fucking pay attention in first grade when they're teaching about chicken reproduction, the eggs you eat at the fucking supermarket with the perfect yellow oak with nothing in it, those are non-fertilized eggs. There was no male having sex with the female eggs. Chickens will lay eggs as just a byproduct. It's basically chicken shit. Okay? We all eat chicken shit if you eat eggs, in a way. So if they're fertilized, then you get the fucking the embryo forms within the eggshell. Just like females have their fucking period and their excess eggs that weren't fertilized leave the body. This is exactly what's happening with chickens.
The chicken period.
It's a chicken period. Yes, we eat chicken fucking menstruation. It's fucking delicious. Okay, I had 3 this morning with habanero sauce. Yeah. Douse that shit in sauce, bitch. Alright, so anyway, I got distracted on the whole chicken argument. I'm just so mad. I've heard this argument like, how can you eat baby chickens? You're stupid! That's how! Fucking people are ignorant as shit. Fucking pick up a book, you motherfuckers. I'm so angry today. Alright, Frank, what was my point? So, Yoda eats these fucking eggs that are fertilized. And this is the same thing that people do in Asian culture. Apparently, it's a very distinct taste and acquired taste, but it's supposed to be pretty fucking good. I'll try it one of these days. Got to figure out what it's called, though. So yeah. So you're telling me people really believe that this is an argument for genocide?
Yes. People are outraged, talking about how the Mandalorian is promoting genocide.
All right. I'm done. I can't live in this world anymore. I don't want I think I've never related to Thanos more in my entire life. If I could snap my fingers and get rid of half the population, preferably the half that believes in the flat earth theory and that chicken embryos are fucking forever fertilized even when a male's not around, and that Yoda is a fucking
genocidal maniac,
baby Hitler basically, because he's a fucking infant that's starving. Okay, riddle me this, fucking Batman. If you have a puppy and a bird slams into your fucking window, and it's let's say it's a Great Dane, a puppy, like even a full-size dog. My parents' full-size dogs. Birds slam into the fucking window. The dogs get so excited they run up to that bird. Feathers go flying everywhere. Bird disappears like that. Nothing left but feathers on the ground. Are these dogs genocidal maniacs?
No.
Now keep in mind, these are the same dogs that every time a cat crosses, they gut that thing from asshole out. They'll eat cats too. Are they genocidal? No, they're fucking animals. And everybody's saying that Yoda is supposed to be this perfectly fucking coherent and thoughtful fucking being, even though he's an infant.
Oh, he's 50 years old.
He's a 50-year-old infant, though. Basically, his developmental process is that of a fucking Down syndrome patient or kid. Obviously. I mean, and not an intelligent Down syndrome. I mean, severe problems. Because how old is he supposed to be in the Force Awakens? Or no, I'm sorry. Is it The Return of the Jedi and those.
Jedi.
Yeah, the original. How old is he supposed to be there?
Okay, 45.
Okay, he's 45 years old. You want to try that
Return
again?
of the Jedi. He's 45 years old.
You want to try that again? You want to try that again, you dumb motherfucker?
Yeah, the baby in Yoda age.
The baby Yoda is 50 years old.
Yeah.
How old is the adult Yoda in the originals?
Oh, you're talking about that Yoda. 900.
He's supposed to be 900 years old, and he still speaks as if he doesn't know what a fucking sentence is. He's still like, ask my wipe, you must. Like fucking King Solomon over there looking for his wiping boy. Or what do we call him? The herald of fucking chamber pots? What the fuck was
groom,
it?
What the something groom?
Hold on, let me look this up.
The groom, someone.
The groom of the stool.
Groom of the stool.
Fucking Yoda's out there calling for the groom of the stool at 900 years old. Like, shit my pot, please, boy of stool. Groom? Like, how are you 900 years old? You still don't know how to speak in complete sentences like the fucking people that have been around you for the entirety of your life. Because he is fucking developmentally challenged. That is my statement here and today on this podcast. The completely inappropriate podcast stance on Tony's side of the argument is that Yoda is a fucking developmentally challenged being who happens to be old enough to have learned some fucking things.
Well,
prove me wrong. Where's my sign at my table? Prove me wrong.
Well, think about it. These people are outraged over a fucking puppet putting a ball of silicone in its mouth.
No, hold on, real quick. They're outraged over a puppet that is developmentally challenged. Being a genocidal maniac because he was hungry. Shame on you. Shame on you people. Prove me wrong.
Oh shit, man. That's the world we live in right now.
That's the world,
people
man.
Outraged over a puppet eating a ball of silicone and calling it fucking genocide. I'm like, come on. And then they were talking about how okay, yes, I'll give you that it's a joke, but it's a dark joke.
Challenged, Frank. I'd never thought about it before. Yoda has no business. Oh man. Oh my goodness. I can't anymore. Whew.
So yeah, what was I saying? Something about it's a puppet, but that it was on Twitter how the people behind the Mandalorian were like, people, it's a joke, come on, and then they replied with, well, it's a dark joke.
Oh, is it? Oh, is there such a thing? Is that allowed to be? Jesus Christ, dude. Did nobody ever grow up with Invader Zim or Beavis and Butthead or fucking
South Park?
Tom and Jerry. How fucking dark was Tom and Jerry, dude? It was literally about a cat trying to murder the other character. It was a character... fucking
like the Coyote Roadrunner.
Coyote Roadrunner, exactly. That's where I was leading there, man. Yeah, that's the entire plot. Mm-hmm. Fucking what the bloody of fucks. I am so over this cancel culture shit. This is why we named the podcast Completely Inappropriate, because you know what you're getting into when you fucking signed up for this fucking podcast. We only have 20 listeners an episode, and we fucking love every one of you bastards. Because we know you understand what it's like to feel this fucking outrage. And it's not outrage culture. It's just being fucking human, man. Just, if it's not outrage, it's not a culture if you were just born outraged.
Yeah.
Just fucking over this shit, man. Oh my god. Speaking of fucking stupid ass fucking things going on in fucking Hollywood, what is with this Amber Heard and Johnny Depp bullshit? I thought this shit was done 2 fucking years ago when they got fucking called out for these dogs in Paris or whatever, and then like within 6 months Amber Heard was saying that Johnny Depp was beating the shit out of her or whatever. Mm-hmm. And wasn't it like just makeup on her face?
Yeah.
Like, how did they prove that? You followed this, right? A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I
What do you know about
after a while? Well,
Tell me what you got.
okay, so apparently, see, they're both actors, so this is all going to seem natural because they're pretty talented. But apparently, Amber staged everything. The videos. She waited till Johnny Depp was drunk, and then she did a whole hidden camera thing to make it look like he's an abusive alcoholic.
Like he's always like that.
Yeah.
You catch him in one bad sit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and they even caught on some of the photos that some of the paraphernalia was staged. Like
that
it was.
She placed it all out.
Yeah, that it was
What
so
was the
organized.
paraphernalia? What are you talking about?
It
Like
was
the
like
booze bottles and shit.
Yeah, like the bottles.
I have no idea what happened here. Literally the only part of the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp story that I know is that about the fucking dogs in Paris.
Oh, that was. I think it was Australia.
Yeah,
Dogs in Australia, and yeah, that Amber apparently shit on the bed and laughed about it.
It was her, not the dogs.
No, it was her.
No.
Yeah, and that in one of the recordings, the audio recordings, that she was talking about how no one's gonna believe him that she was the abuser, that she hit him because
there was an audio recording.
Yeah,
and they caught that.
Yeah, I think it was Johnny.
Wait. But isn't Johnny Depp like? Didn't he just like get cut from some big movie role?
No, probably, but Amber Heard cut him.
Cut, like with a box cutter? What do you mean cut?
I think it was in a fight that they had. I'm trying to remember.
So
this
she
was
really
so long
did cut
ago.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Go ahead. Keep telling me what happened.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So then, even Johnny Depp's girlfriends, Winona Ryder and somebody else, were ex-girlfriends. They testified and they were like, "No, I was in a healthy relationship
He's never
with
been an abusive character."
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean shit. I mean, let's be real. Like, you can be a perfect boyfriend to a dozen girlfriends before you meet the one bitch that drives you crazy.
Yeah.
Like I have been
match.
dangerously close to being an abusive fucking boyfriend. Like I have had a temper in my past. I'm happy. I feel like I'm over that now. Probably because I just found somebody that doesn't get me quite so fucking angry. Luckily I never fucking struck anybody. But Jesus, I understand the sentiment. And fuck you if you don't understand that. If you're a female out there that thinks that you've never met a man that you wanted to kick in the balls, fuck you, you lying sack of fucking hag.
So,
man, I'm sorry, I'm fiery today.
No, because I
got some
as a
salt
man,
in my
this
skin.
pisses you off because it's unjust.
It's just bullshit, man, because I did hear that Amber Heard still had the job for like Aquaman 2 or something.
Yeah,
and Johnny Depp actually lost his job because it wasn't due to the allegations of abuse, because that was proven false. What happened was he had sued this is just going based off what I heard on Rogan, all right? Take a shot.
Yeah.
But it was discussed shortly on there. So from what I understand, Johnny Depp sued the original paper that claimed that he was an abusive spouse or abusive boyfriend, whatever the fuck it is. And he lost the libel suit because they're like, well, we're a publication company. It's an opinion piece. If we're wrong kind of thing. So they got away with it, the writers of this column. And he lost that case. It was only after he lost that case that they dropped him from whatever fucking big movie role he was supposed to have.
Yeah.
So that's what doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, because he lost a case where people were, I mean, it's just like this fucking, man, it's just too much. This world is falling apart.
The thing is that
just the same. It's
crazy how the courts in England, because there was a case in England, they made it official that yes, Johnny Depp is a wife beater. And so
how did they make it official? How do you confirm that without video evidence?
Don't know. I didn't look too deep into it because I really didn't think we would come back to it. But
it was your idea to talk about this. I tried to bring it up naturally, but if you're gonna say stupid shit like that, Frank, I'll call you out and say no. You should be prepared for this conversation since you were the one who brought this fucking conversation to light.
And what happened? So I didn't look too deep into it.
Asshole. So happy you did your job for the podcast. Thanks.
I didn't look too deep.
You've been busy editing all this shit that we do.
I didn't look into but some crazy how they did fucking make it official. So because of that, the studio's hands were tied, so they couldn't fire Amber Heard from Aquaman 2, and they had to let go of Johnny Depp from Fantastic Beasts, the Harry Potter prequel.
Oh, that sucks. He's such a good character for those type of roles.
And
Damn.
so then there's a petition going on, I guess. No, not GoFundMe. There's a petition going on that has skyrocketed in signatures to fire Amber Heard and to put Johnny Depp back into Fantastic Beasts, because it's bullshit.
Wow, it's just like the election.
Yeah.
We need to fire Biden and get Trump back in. That's what people want on that side of the equation. I'm not saying that that's what we want, just making a joke, people. Fuck you. This whole world is so incendiary, man. The world's on fire. How about yours? That's the way I like it, and I never get bored.
So yeah,
Good time,
that's what's going on. People are outraged. There's memes going on. I'm pretty sure I'll post those. But
No. Yeah, I say this all the time, but one more time, I'm gonna say it. I have nothing to do with the memes on our page. That's all Frank. Y'all gotta follow him with it. You can dress it to Mr. F on fucking Instagram or Facebook, man.
yeah.
Oh, you know what? Are we done with this topic? We've got a few more minutes here. I did want to talk about the
Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, let's touch on that. So yesterday was Friday the 13th. Did you do anything special?
No, because I thought it was Thursday.
That's right, you dumb motherfucker. Have you ever done anything special on Friday the 13th?
No.
Does it hold any significance to you at all?
Not anymore.
What significance did it hold before?
That it was a unlucky day.
Why?
Because everyone was saying, "Hey,
because of the
because Friday is usually associated with good feelings, with good
Good Friday, right?
Yeah, the Good Friday, and then that's the start of the weekend. It's your last day of work. But then I was in Mexico, right, staying at my grandmother's house. And there was a commercial for a talk show that was promoting its new episode. It would come out every Thursday. So then it was every Tuesday. So then the big announcement was that they tried making it all spooky. Like, ooh, it's Tuesday the 13th. And I'm like, okay. And then my cousins were like, yeah, it's bad luck. I'm like, no, that's Friday the 13th. Nuh-uh, it's Tuesday the 13th.
What the fuck?
I'm like... No, it's Friday. And I explained it to them. It's because Friday is associated with fucking good things. What the fuck is fucking Tuesday associated with? Like, your week's just starting. Like,
Tuesday's kind of a shitty day, though.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. So then, like, why would Tuesday the 13th be good, bad luck?
Taco Tuesday, though. I mean, come on. Nothing better than that.
Yeah, but it wasn't a thing back then. But
Taco Tuesday's always been a thing. I beg to differ.
Well... Okay. So, yeah, so then I was like, so
Did
then there's...
Is that true?
What?
Did fucking Tupac Shakur died on Friday the 13th?
Did he?
Apparently.
I don't know.
Here, I'm gonna read this out real quick. There's a little paragraph. In more recent times, a number of traumatic events have occurred on Friday the 13th, including the German bombing of Buckingham Palace on September 1940, the murder of Kitty Genovese in Queens, whoever the fuck that is, in New York, March 1964. Wait, who the fuck is Kitty Genovese?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Who is Kitty Genovese?
Probably somebody important for it to be a big deal. But
she was returning from work home at around 2:30 a.m. on March 13th, 1964, when she was approached by a man with a knife. Genovese ran toward her apartment building front door, and the man grabbed her and stabbed her while she screamed. A neighbor, Robert Moser, yelled out his window, "Let that girl alone!" causing the attacker to flee. Genovese, seriously injured, crawled to the rear of her apartment building out of the view of any possible witnesses. 10 minutes later, her attacker returned, stabbed her, raped her, and stole her money. She was found by neighbor Safia Farrar, who screamed for someone to call the police. Police arrived several minutes later. Genovese died in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. The murder elicited a brief news item in the New York Times. Okay, so apparently she was just a woman who was brutally, brutally treated on a Friday the 13th. Jesus Christ, that was a little dark. But that's what Friday the 13th is about, right?
I guess. So yeah, so I was like, oh, so there is no such thing as luck. Because, I'm over here arguing for Friday the 13th being bad luck, and they're over here arguing for Tuesday the 13th is bad luck. And I'm like, well...
So, from what I understand, from what I'm reading here, because in history, the number 12 is often like a sign of completeness. Like 12 is the ideal, like the 12 apostles. You had the 12 zodiac signs, 12 labors of Hercules, 12 gods of Olympus, 12 tribes of Israel. So when you get to the number 13, it's often an indicator that there is a evil being that is snuck into the order. You know what I mean? Like there's an evil presence. The 13th
warrior
is the odd man out. You know what I mean? It would be the Judas, Like let's say Mary Magdalene was supposed to be the 13th apostle or whatever. Then you would have the 13th one there, the evil one, or the one that backstabs Jesus would be Judas in that situation, if you're into believing in the non-canonical books of the Bible. What do you think about that? The non-canonical books of the Bible, just on a little tangent there. Like the Book of Thomas, where it talks about like Jesus being a child, and like there's a story on where Jesus is seen creating birds out of clay. And they go and tell Joseph, they say, Joseph, Jesus is working in the clay on the Sabbath this Sunday. Sunday's a rest day. You're not supposed to do anything at all. So even creating something with your hands in pottery or clay, it was illegal. He would have been reprimanded. So Joseph goes to his son Jesus and says, Jesus, what are you doing? You shouldn't be doing these things. He's like, who are you to tell me what to do? You are not my father. I am, he basically, and then he blows on the birds, or, passes his hands over the birds, and they turn to life and they fly away. It's like, who are you to say creating life is, basically that's one of the stories of the Bible. And it's showing like Jesus' slight arrogance of childhood, his recognition of his abilities, and the fact that he is no longer in a position to be controlled by anyone on earth, much less his father. You know what I mean? So it's kind of antithetical to the whole respect your mother and father fucking commandment, right? If he's speaking back to his father, but that's not his father, right? As we all know. So
yeah,
you seem lost as to
no, because I'm like, what do I think? I mean, it's a story, and some
right, but
some
the only
parts
reason that story
out.
isn't included in the Bible is because it wasn't a unified story that all the tribes of the Israelites actually followed. It was only a story that certain ones did when King
Solomon.
No, not Solomon.
James.
No, Jesus, shut the fuck up. Constantine, dude.
Oh,
when King Constantine got all the tribes of Israel together to amalgamate the King James, not the King James. King James put together the King James Bible, but same thing. Constantine did it first. So we ended up missing books out of there, and then subsequently, as we go through other fucking Bibles, King James or others, there's going to be certain things taken out or certain things rewritten or spoken to a little bit differently.
I've had people, I'm not going to say Christians, but I've had people say that those books, non-canonical, that they are lies, that they are of the devil.
But why? Just because they weren't sanctioned by the men and women that run the church now? Like, they were still collected and brought together at one point. You know what I mean? It's just like the Book of Mormon, from Joseph, whatever the fuck his name was, that little 17-year-old kid with the seer stones. Like, I understand the argument for Mormonism. Like, we had books show up hundreds of years after Jesus died, and we take those as facts of his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now, just because it's thousands of years later, they don't mean as much. Like, it's just as ridiculous or just as believable if you choose to believe one or the other. How can you differentiate?
Yeah, like the one I always go to is the book of Enoch. How it says that God had a wife. So there's a god and a goddess.
But didn't they stipulate it was Mary Magdalene too? That the whore became his wife.
Yeah, but
And I
You know,
don't say
Jesus'
that in a
wife.
derogatory word. She was
Yeah.
a whore.
Yeah, she was a prostitute.
Rather. I'm sorry, people don't. like
Sex
the word whore.
worker.
A sex worker of the night.
Yeah.
Or the day. I mean, people are horny during the day too. So, anyway, so just spinning off the religion thing, just to round this episode out and end it on something I'd been wanting to let people know, is that I'll be starting a couple new podcasts here. Hopefully dropping them by mid or late December. And one of them is actually going to be called the Religion or Not podcast, because as people who listen to this podcast know, I've claimed to be an atheist, but really I'm redesignating myself as a searcher. I'm searching for God. I believe there's something out there, and whether you want to call it God, nature, love, fucking straight up just respect, like there is something that's uniting the world, or that there has to be a unifying thread, and that's what I'm looking for. I don't care I don't care if it's just a feel, if it's hatred, if it's the fact that everything on this world feels pain. Is pain God? Is pain what teaches us to care about each other? Is pain what teaches us to care about ourselves? Maybe it is, because it's arguing and trying to find a way away from pain. You know, maybe pain is the ultimate God. Maybe sin is. Maybe it's the devil, the idea of the devil. All of these things. Who the fuck knows what it is? So I'm starting this new podcast called Religion or Not, where I interview people of different faiths. I've had a Baptist Christian on. I've had some Mormon, 3 lovely women from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which commonly referred to as Mormonism. I'm hoping to get a person who is of the Jewish faith on soon, and I want to bank 4 or 5 episodes, have them ready for December. That way I can just churn them out, maybe 2 a month. And I do have another podcast coming out that's going to be called the Yo Garza podcast. It's a spinoff from my fucking yoga practice, obviously. And that one I'm going to be focusing on physical health and its effect on our mental health. I've met a lot of people doing this yoga stuff where it is very culty. But I say that because these people are thinking about life and the people that they surround themselves with the same way that I've been trying to fold my life into the last couple of years. You know, I decided to start caring more about the people around me, caring more about my physical body and how it affects my mentality, and caring about how my mentality affects the people around me. And it just so happens that with the yoga practice, with people that are all interested in the same style of, whether you want to call it meditation or style of working out, they tend to all be pretty empathetic. Like, it's a large community of empaths. Of course, you also have a large community of fucking social justice warriors. They're a little bit too up their own ass about shit sometimes. And forgive me if you guys are of that ilk, but, you know, if the shoe fits, stick it up your ass. Mm-hmm. So that's what I want to do with the Yo Garza podcast. So if anybody out there is interested in talking to me about their religion that they feel they get a bad rap, because the Religion or Not podcast, it's not about confronting people with, oh, well, you know, they say that, you know, Mormons are nothing but a cult and polygamists and all this shit. You know, I had a great discussion with these women who explained to me, you know, polygamy really isn't practiced, but in a very small sect of Mormonism, just like extreme fucking extremists in the Muslim community or extremists in the Catholic community exist. You know, it's not the entirety of the church, but there are sects that act this way. So it's important to let these people speak their own truth to their own religion. And that's what I really want to do with this podcast. So please, I implore you, if you listen to this, even if you think it's the same story that has been told 1,000 times, I want to hear from you. Are you Christian? Are you Catholic? Are you Buddhist? Are you Muslim? Are you Jewish? Are you atheist? Are you agnostic even? If you have an opinion of any kind on faith, and you want to have an earnest, honest discussion with somebody who's willing to listen to you openly with no judgment, please contact us at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com. You can contact me also at yogarza_practice@gmail.com, I think. That might be wrong. I'll edit that later. If I got it wrong, I'll edit at the end of this episode. So you can contact me there. Find me at yogarzas_yoga. That's YOGARZA_. ARZAS_yoga on Instagram, and you can contact me there as well for the Yoga Arza podcast or the Religion or Not podcast. I'm hoping to get Frank involved with that as well. Maybe he can be my producer, help me get some people lined up for that. But we're trying to expand here, people, and we want you along for the ride. So help us build this this podcasting juggernaut company that we're trying to produce here with the completely inappropriate studios. But yeah, now that I've done my little infomercial for my 2 podcasts, what do you think about those things, Frank? I know I kind of went off and did this on my own. Just got real excited about the idea of doing these 2 things. Do you have any opinions on me spreading out? I know you're worried about me spreading myself too thin.
Yeah, right? That's my concern, but...
That I'm not going to have time for you.
No, not me, just fucking everything else, you know? But if you can pull it off, go for it.
I've been doing it for weeks now. You haven't complained yet?
Yeah.
Except for maybe like a late post by like an hour or 2. But have I fucked up yet? My narcissism just turned on. I need to know, am I hurting? What's wrong with me?
I don't know.
All right, are we good then?
Probably.
All right, cool. So, do you know anybody of any different religions, or is everybody pretty much just Christian that you know?
No, I know a guy. I wanted to get him on this podcast, but I think he'd be a better fit in the...
Yeah, we can always try both.
Yeah.
Like the friend Andy. We had Andy on a couple days ago. I had him on the Yoga Arza podcast to talk about his yoga, to get a little more in depth on why he's so interested in yoga and his mental health things.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's this guy's religion that you're talking about?
Also true. He served with me.
Oh, the same as you.
Yeah.
And does he take it more seriously than you? Because you seem pretty,
yes. I'm pretty laid back about everything, and this guy, I make him look religious. So,
interesting.
Yeah.
No, we should have him here then too on the Completely Inappropriate podcast, as well as the Religion or Not. That'll be fun, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hit him up. What's the hold up with him?
Because he has a YouTube channel going on, and I wanted to get him rolling, you know, like starting to pick up fucking an audience. He has an audience more than us.
Oh, good.
But I wanted to, you know,
bring him over,
get a bit more, and then be like, hey, let's do it.
Speaking of people that have a bigger audience than us, we do have some people lined up for our December interviews, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We've got some really good, some heavy hitters as far as some beautiful elves on the shelves for us to check out. Mm-hmm. We've got a lovely lady. We've been trying to get her on the podcast all year long since we started this damn thing with the Women of Ink controversy last year. She started us off basically in this podcasting world, and with our story on Tony, whatever the fuck his name was, fucking scamming out this fucking amazing woman. Roz Monster is her handle on Instagram. And Roz, she's hopefully coming on. She's a wonderful tattoo model, influencer on Instagram. We're hoping to have her in December. We've got her lined up. Then we have Cassie Moon, who some of you might recognize from a few months back. She's an amazing artist, which we did not cover nearly enough when she was on the pod. We kind of had her on last minute, and I was not prepared for the level of intelligence and artistic creativity that this woman has. So I'm really excited to talk to her about her makeup art and her pottery now that she's doing.
Her clothing line,
dude. Her design, her horror designs, she specifies on fucking horror imagery, and it is just incredible, the shit that comes out. That one where it was like an alien with no eyes and just folds over it was the weirdest fucking image I had ever seen in my goddamn life, and I loved it. So I'm really, really excited to have Cassie back on. And somebody else we only had her for a Skype interview once, and I cannot wait to see if we can get her in person. I would really like for her to do some, like, her or Cassie. Sorry, the person I'm talking about now is Jasmine Leha. She's a really, really amazing cosplayer who creates her own costumes. She does do her own makeup as well. And not quite to the level as Cassie Moon. Cassie Moon does like pro level shit and gets hired for things. Jasmine Leha does this stuff just as a hobby. Like, she's not even banking off it. Like, what's she going to school for? Like, she's going for a PhD in biology or something?
Yeah, engineer. I think.
Doctorates in bioengineering, I think, is what she's going for. And she's a cosplayer. Like, men and women, hold on to your panties, because if you're looking for a woman to get your hack to get your interest raised, we've got them for you in December, man. We're gonna hit all those special buttons for you, ladies and gentlemen out there. So listen up, follow along. We're building this thing up from the ground up. We're only a year in, and we're going strong, I'd say. How do you feel about us, Frank?
I think we're closing the year strong.
I think we got high hopes.
Yeah.
Keeping
like that Frank Sinatra song.
High hopes. We've got high hopes.
Yep.
And Frank comes from his mama, and he likes pie. Old school reference. Gotta love it. Frank, let's wrap this shit up. We've gone on long enough. We've let the people know. This has been the Completely Inappropriate Podcast. I have been Tony, along with your beautiful, lovely, fantastic Mr.
Frank.
And what do we tell the people, Frank?
Be nice to each other.
We find you're happy. Try to be better today than you were yesterday. Much love. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, sayonara, and goodbye. Say bye, Frank. Bye, Frank.